All right, ladies, it's 12:01 and nobody is here. I'm here, so I will give the session regardless, and maybe some of you will pop on. Just a quick reminder, I know that life happens, everything happens, things get in the way. Hi, Jehan, there you are. But we always, if you've made a commitment to show up to something, you show up to something. All right. So, and I will always be here. If I'm by myself, I will give the class and share the recording. Obviously, if you're all here with me, then that makes it all worthwhile and I can take your questions. Hi, Shahan. We are talking about your juicing day
I'm
today.
here.
I know you're here. You're the only one who's here today. Oh, and there's May. Okay. A few of you are just late. Um, a great coach that I used to work with used to always tell us being on time means arriving 10 minutes early. So just a little note about that. Tomorrow you are juicing. For some of you, May has done this before. Other ladies in this program have done it before. For some of you, it's going to be the first time ever that you do a full day of nothing but liquids. So what we've done since last Thursday is we've taken your liver and your body through the different levels of intensity of detoxing. We started with mid-level, then we took it deeper and a little bit deeper. And tomorrow you are taking it to what is considered one of the deepest levels of detoxing, which is fruit juices only, no solids at all. And the reason we do that is, I mean, you could always do, I've done all liquid cleanses, detox cleanses for 28 days where, your brain kind of panics. And so the day before the juice, you eat everything. And then the next day you just jump into the juice cleanse. There's no transition. So theoretically, it's possible to do a juice cleanse, to do a detox without gently easing into it. But for the benefit of your liver, I always highly recommend before going into a juice detox to do the process that we have done. So what's going to happen tomorrow? You're going to wake up, you're going to have the same morning routine that doesn't change, lemon water, celery juice, and then your smoothie. And then for the rest of the day, you are going to make 1 liter of a mix of cucumber and apple juice. And you can either drink that in like increments, 250, 1 glass at a time throughout the day. You can chunk it into two 500 milliliter portions. And then you're going to make as much as you like and as often as you like, either orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice, or blended melon. Whatever melon happens to be available for you right now. If there isn't, then you would just do the orange juice and increase the cucumber apple. Blended, because you can't actually put a watermelon or any kind of melon through a juicer. You have to put it in your blender, add a little bit of water, and blend it into a juice. And then you're going to have celery juice again. So another 500 milliliters of celery juice at the end of the day. And then the same evening routine of lemon water and then lemon balm tea or your hibiscus. So it's just liquids only tomorrow. This is going to whatever we might have triggered to slowly be released from your liver, from your organs, wherever your inflammation happens to be housed, in your joints, in your thyroid, in your eyes, in your ovaries, in your uterus, and we're nudging all of these toxins out. Tomorrow's juicing day is going to come in and flush. Not all of it, right? Detoxing can take years, but it's going to flush a big deal of those toxins out and then also go down into a deeper layer. So tomorrow, you might not feel the effects tomorrow because tomorrow is the day you're actually putting the body in this process of deeper detoxing. So Saturday or Sunday, you might wake up with deeper detox withdrawal symptoms. Some of you are still within your detox withdrawal, so it might get worse. Some of you have had a bit of a tapering off. You're feeling a little bit better. You might feel an uptick again on Saturday and Sunday. That, if it happens, then that is supposed to happen. It's not something to worry about. It doesn't mean it was too extreme for you. It doesn't mean your body is regressing. It doesn't mean the program's not working. Actually, anytime you see a sign of detoxing, whether that's fatigue, whether that's a headache, whether that's sleepiness, insomnia, pain, runny nose, cough, fever, skin rashes, Anytime you experience a symptom like that, that's not a sign that something is wrong in your body. On the contrary, this is a sign that the body is purging, that the body knows that there's something that doesn't belong there, and it's using any one of those ways to get it out of your body so that you can heal. The body never, ever makes a mistake. The body's always responding correctly to the stimuli that you're giving it. Right now, you are intentionally deep detoxing. You're intentionally telling the body, get rid of the toxins whichever way that you can. Is that a skin rash? Is that a UTI? Is that potentially a yeast infection? Is that a fever? Is that runny nose? Is that body aches? Is that fatigue? Is that muscle aches? All of those are signs and ways that the body gets rid of toxins to heal. So all of that, none of it is worrisome. None of it is scary. It can be uncomfortable, but this is how healing happens. So if it happens or increases for you after Friday, then understand why. Tomorrow you are doing a very, very deep detoxing healing protocol, which is juicing. So when you complete tomorrow, you've completed your first 9-day cycle, which means you have a decision to make starting Saturday. Each one of you has to make this decision for herself, depending on your symptoms and depending on your pre-existing conditions and symptoms. Will you repeat the 9 days, which is the fastest way to healing? Will you take it down a notch, which is the hybrid cleanse, or will you slow it down even more, which is clean eating? I'm going to leave that decision for you. If you're having trouble making that decision, please reach out to me and I can help you make it. But for the most part, I've always found that everybody makes the right decision when you follow your intuition. When you really listen, even if your intuition is saying go for the 9 days, but your mind is saying, I don't know if I can do that, but your gut is saying this is really what you need. When you follow your intuition, it's always the right decision. On top of those 3 options, some of you might want to speed things up even more. So those are your 3 basic options. Once you do your juicing day, you might realize, some of you, that you love juicing. It's also a lot less preparation. So technically, tonight, you could prepare all of those juices for tomorrow, put them in your fridge, and then all you have to do tomorrow is just relax. I'm going to share a really incredible movie, a documentary with you tomorrow, which is called Super Juice Me, about the incredible healing powers of juicing. So you can just relax, watch the movie, and take your drinks out as needed. So some women actually find that juicing, it's a lot less preparation and a lot less time. So they say, can I just juice as much as I want? 100%. There's absolutely no danger in juicing. You are just going to be detoxing very deeply for a longer period of time. Like I said, I've done a full 28-day juice cleanse before, and as you're going to see, the one that you're going to see in the movie tomorrow, the same plan. And you will literally, if you juice for 30 days, you will most probably heal anything that you've got. It's the fastest way to heal. So if you want to speed it up even more, yes, you can just juice. Some ladies choose to juice 3 or 4 days out of the week and then eat either hybrid or clean eating the other days. Some ladies choose just to repeat the last 3 days. That's one way where you can speed it up. So let's say it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You would go and do Wednesday, the day with the potatoes, the food you have on a Thursday, and then the juicing day. That's also one way of speeding it up. You don't have to do that. I'm just letting you know that at this point, that's it. You are in detox mode. It's just a question of how fast and how intense and how deep you want to go. And whichever intensity or speed that you choose will work for you. Any questions, ladies? I also really recommend you stay at home tomorrow and just relax and just let your body, it's going to be working hard. Let it work and support it in its work. Shahan, go ahead.
I'm not able at all to relax, yeah, Dana, because I'm traveling just for the weekend. So yesterday was a crazy day. From 4 a.m. I'm cleaning and preparing وكده. But alhamdulillah, I had enough energy and stamina to go through the full day. It was quite a long, unusually long, difficult day. But alhamdulillah, full speed. But today I'm at work. I'm just البرتقال. فين البرتقال؟
برتقال
اللي هاخد. ما هم اللي هياخدوا Sorry about that. I've made arrangements for a restaurant near the office to prepare the juices for me. So I'm now having the فقرة lunch.
Just so nobody here gets confused, ladies, Jehan is doing her juicing day today because tomorrow is a travel day for her. So she doesn't feel, I mean, it's too many obstacles to take your juices with you on a flight, no matter how prepared you want to be. So she's doing her juicing day today, just so nobody thinks they're off plan or they're doing something wrong. Go ahead.
So I was saying that today I'm at work. Alhamdulillah, I've made this arrangement to have the juices until I go home. Tomorrow again I'm working, and then after work immediately I go to the airport.
Right.
فأم not able at all to relax these days خالص يعني one of the big you asked about you asked us to reflect. So one of the main things I want to say is that I am stress-wise, I'm even more stressed than usual nowadays. Partly because of the added management that has to do with the detox, with how many ingredients and the washing and the drying, and I don't have space in the fridge. Where do I put, do I buy 3 days in advance because the mango is not ripe, or, this kind. Now I'm traveling and I'm coming back. Should I freeze or should I put in the fridge? Because by the time I come back, I don't know what's going to be available in the يعني part of it is the detox. بس مثلا yesterday, a good chunk of the morning was to try to prepare whatever I need to freeze so that at least I have a meal when I come back home,
Right.
But I'm trying to sleep. I don't sleep the whole 7 hours uninterrupted. I wake up for PP once. شكرا جزيلا تسلم ايديك. شكرا. 200. شكرا. كتير. sorry about that. أفندم؟ لا. بس يا لنا ف stress wise I'm stressed. This is something. The other thing is that I noticed, I've been doing the your mini detox for 2 months now.
Yep.
My midsection and my belly still doesn't look like it used to be, and I'm worried. Sometimes I get these thoughts, is it working? Is it not working? I already got withdrawal symptoms. Now I still have some. I'm doubting myself when I look in the mirror and I find this midsection that doesn't look what I'm used to, and also on the scale. On the scale, still I maybe 4 kilos above my ideal weight. But those are my 2 comments / questions.
Okay, so let's break them down for you. First thing that hits me as you're speaking is all of your thoughts, right? Thoughts. I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm anxious. It's the detox, I need to prepare. So for me, your starting point from here is not about action. It's not about taking more action or removing action. Your starting point is your mindset. So you're having all of these thoughts that are and they're thoughts that are going to give your subconscious clear instructions. This is hard. This is time consuming. This is stressful. I don't have time to shop. I don't have space in my fridge. So you're giving your subconscious every single instruction that this is laborious, that this is difficult. So what are you going to get in return? Because the same way that your body is always responding to stimuli, so is your subconscious, so is your critter brain. The only stimuli that I can hear that you're giving your critter brain right now, and it's listening and it's responding, is that this is difficult. So every single day you're going to wake up and your subconscious is going to say, yeah, let's prove it. I'm going to prove it to you how difficult this is. So the first thing I want you to do is a thought model on this, right? And you can just from the 1 minute, 2 minutes you were speaking, I could pick out 10 thoughts that need to be reframed around this process. And if you can't remember what you said, I would go back and watch this session and pick out exactly. You had like a few key statements. I am stressed, and they all started with I. I am stressed, I am tired, I don't have space, I don't have time, I don't sleep. These are all thoughts that if you were to plug them into that thought model, you would see that the end result is not sustainable. So right now you're forcing yourself to get up and do everything you need to do for this process because you want to succeed, but you are forcing yourself to do it. It's not the emotions around this are not emotions of ease and grace and acceptance and feeling like this is a blessing. The emotions around this, which leads us to the second point, are stressful emotions, anxious emotions. So when we are in a state of constant anxiety and stress, no, remember what I said about your emotions yesterday. No matter what you do, you can't heal. And in this instance, for you, this is going to keep your cortisol levels high, which means you can't lose weight. And when cortisol levels are high, that means they're going to stay, where did we say, in the cortisol belly, collected there, because you're not able to relax enough through the process and through the way that you're thinking, so that because your body right now is still tagging this process as if it's something that it needs to fight. Your fight or flight responses are very high right now because you haven't convinced your critter brain that this is safe. Not yet. All right. So this is why you're not going to drop the weight so long as the body feels like this is still a fight or flight response, which keeps cortisol levels high, which means weight loss will stop completely. The other thing is 4 kilos. So even if you were relaxed and you're doing this without the stressful thoughts, 4 kilos is very close to an ideal weight. You might feel the need to lose 4 kilos because maybe your clothes are a little bit too tight. It's 4 kilos above what you're used to, so you don't feel like you're not comfortable in your own skin. But theoretically, we don't actually know how much anybody should weigh. It's all theory. And then theoretically, the body is not feeling like 4 extra kilos are a real threat. It's just 4 kilos. So you might feel the need and the pressure. Again, you're pressuring yourself to lose them. But your body, meanwhile, is thinking, right, but she's got fibroids. She's also got some, cysts in her breasts. She also, has maybe some fatigue or anxiety. Yeah, weight is the last thing I'm going to prioritize. The body's always going to prioritize healing over weight loss. So if you have any symptoms or diagnosed conditions that are creating imbalance and instability inside the body, one, this will keep cortisol levels high, whether you're stressed or not, because it's cortisol's job to heal you internally, whether you're aware of it or not. And two, the body's not going to prioritize something, what it considers trivial, compared to something that is life-threatening, right? A fibroid, okay, it's not going to kill you, but if you leave your fibroids, they might become so active that they lead to really heavy bleeding, really, really painful periods. Maybe they grow to the extent where you might have to remove your uterus. So this is a huge threat and potential trauma on the body. So the body's saying, you know what? Leave the scale. And I always tell everybody, leave the scale aside when you're doing this program. Your focus is not weight. You've all tried to lose weight, all of you. We've all done the diets. We've all been there. We've all done the yo-yo dieting. It doesn't work. And right now, you've reached a point where not only are the diets not working, not only is the weight loss not making you better, you've actually reached a point in your health where it's problematic, where if you don't do something now with your mild symptoms, they will turn, the mild, quiet symptoms will turn into an actual diagnosable disease in the future. That's almost guaranteed. So there's no way your body's going to prioritize weight loss for any of you in its current condition of inflammation. Finally, what I will share with you is a stress relieving, cortisol lowering workout. It's a somatic workout. You will have to purchase it. It's a workout that I've been doing for about a year and a half that really does help to release cortisol from the body. So I will post that in the group, those of you who are interested in purchasing that. You'll be doing about a 10 to 20 minute, very, very easy workout in your bed at night, ideally before you sleep. It's kind of, I mean, when I first did it, I knew theoretically that this will work. I never had a doubt about it, but when you just know you want to try something, you just never get around to it. Then when I finally got around to it, I couldn't believe how simple it was, despite how incredibly effective it is. You literally do nothing and it helps to lower stress. You're going to feel your belly start to come down. You're going to feel your nervous system start to calm down. It helps with the whole mind-body connection. So I will post the link for that for those of you who are interested in purchasing it and adding it onto your self-care. But there are several layers here, but like I said, Jehan, start with your mindset, start with the thought model. The thought model and the way that you think about anything in your life is you can't do anything until your thoughts and your feelings are going to be conducive to what you're doing. Nothing that you do in life can be forced. It can only be forced for a short period of time before eventually your critter brain, your subconscious is going to be fed up with trying to override what your instincts are telling you. Right now, your instincts are saying it's hard, it's difficult, and you're just trying to push through, push through. You can only do that for so long. The only way to actually get out of that and reset is to intentionally pick the thoughts that aren't working and choose the ones that are working and do that on repeat. Does that help? You're welcome. Also, in terms of preparation, here's something that used to help me a lot at the beginning because I'm not somebody who loves the kitchen or is good in the kitchen. I always had a reputation in my family for not being a good cook at all. And some of you might have heard this story before. My daughter, who's now married and has her own baby, I think about 10 years ago, we were all at my in-laws having fatar, and it was my family and my husband's family, and there was like 20 people gathered eating at fatar time. And my mother-in-law and my mother are incredible cooks who make all the most amazing traditional food. And of course, you know, I used to make traditional food, but it was never sort of at their level. And then 10 years ago is when I started getting into, I was a health coach and I started changing out all our food. So we were sitting at my mother-in-law's and fatar time. So it was kind of quiet because everybody had just started eating. And my daughter, in the middle of the silence, she goes, you know, my kids are never going to say, I can't wait to eat at Teta's house. So she was basically saying when she has kids, which now she does, her kids are never going to say, we can't wait to go to Teta, which is me to eat, because that's how I was in the kitchen. But when you become really aware of the power of food and how healing it is, going to the kitchen, especially if it's something you never enjoyed to start with. I mean, I know there are women, like my mother and a couple of my sisters, they love the kitchen. They love going in and experimenting and spending time. And they're good at it. They're creative and they don't need to follow a recipe. So that was never me. So when I realized that I had to be in the kitchen even more, because you do, when you're doing healthy eating, that because it's always fresh and you always have to be washing and preparing vegetables and making food on a regular basis, I was like, okay, so now I have to do more of what I don't like. And it was a learning curve for sure. But here's what hit me one day. Um, and Jehan Abdelbari, you posted a comment which reminded me of this, that it's a blessing. It is hard work. It is more work, but the end result of that process is what? It's a blessing that you get to. Number one, that God has awoken you to the fact that there is a way to heal, and the way to do that is through using food, so that you can create this, you can nourish yourself and nourish your family. And yes, it requires you to get in the kitchen, and yes, you'll be spending more hours than you're probably used to, but in the end, the results of that are a blessing. You get to have a kitchen, and especially in the past 2 years when we've seen people starving in Gaza, and we've seen all of that, you still get to go into your kitchen. You still get to go and spend 2 hours preparing whatever you want in your kitchen to feed yourself and to feed your families. So as much as it can be frustrating at times, and I'm not saying we're flawless humans who are never going to have moments of frustration. You will. But remind yourself of this blessing. Not only do you have the blessing of food in the kitchen in abundance, whenever you want it, however you want it, you have the added benefit that now you have the knowledge that you know and you understand the power of food and how it can heal you and heal your family, maybe potentially. So whenever it gets, you know, you feel like it's too much, you feel like it's too much work, which is a normal feeling. So we're not going to pretend that that feeling is weird. Like if you think it's hard, then there's something wrong with you. No. Like everything in life, you have seasons where you think it's easy, and then there are times when it gets to be a little bit hard, and then it gets easier. Time in the kitchen and working on your health is no different. So in those periods when you have sort of the ebb, to get out of it faster, maybe keep reminding yourself of the blessing. Keep reminding yourself of how you're taking care of yourself for your future self so that you can have the kind of future that you want, where you're healthy and symptom free and thriving and you're there for your kids and your grandkids. Remind yourself that there are people so much less fortunate than you. And then when you're sitting there, chopping your millionth cucumber and making your 50th smoothie for the month, it will calm you down and it will give you perspective and it will help you to make it sustainable. Any other questions or comments, ladies? All right. We don't have a session tomorrow or Saturday. I'm also not available tomorrow or Saturday. So these are, my weekends are off. So, and you don't need me. You know potentially what could happen, the withdrawal symptoms. You know that they could, you know, become more challenging tomorrow. You know that you need to rest. You know that to use your oils if you have a headache or any kind of ache. If you get an ache, a lower back pain, that's your kidneys. If you get joint pain, that's inflammation coming out of your joints. You have that information now to at least panic less compared to last weekend. So, which reminds me, also please make sure to go. I put the accountability post in the group today, so make sure to go through that. Taking stock of where you're at physically and mentally, emotionally every week is really important, especially this first week. Because if you think about where you were just 1 week ago, thinking that this process is completely impossible, thinking, how am I ever going to get through my days without coffee? Thinking about how am I going to get to work? How am I going to take my kids to all their activities? How am I going to do everything that I used to do without my coffee, without my usual, crutches? And you were panicking a week ago, and your critter brain was giving you all sorts of excuses to give up. And look at where you are this week. So, number one, that's something to celebrate. So, when you go into the accountability post, especially today, it is a celebration that you've just about gotten through your first 9-day cycle. So make sure to fill that out for yourself so you can see, and then to share, and because to foster the community and to foster the feeling of, that we're all here to help
Donna,
and to support each other. Um,
Donna,
yes, who is this?
it's Noha Bessie. I need to ask you, sorry for interrupting.
It's okay.
I'm really sorry. Can I use black pepper
In
in
your
cooking?
regular foods, yeah. Salt, black pepper,
It's like spices, right?
all the
Similar to.
spices, yeah, all the dried spices, all the fresh herbs, yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry for the interruption. I actually feel better today than that
Good,
last week.
good.
Yeah, I feel much better.
Good. It will
All
happen.
right.
The sort of you see the light flicker of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Will happen.
yeah, I'm
Will
starting to see it now. Yeah.
Good, good. No, I also tagged you on the group for the 2 breast cancer lady testimonials that I had told.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't have a chance yet to review that. I will
yeah,
over the
that's
weekend,
there.
inshallah.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is why you are all becoming, independent in your bodies. You're tuning into your symptoms. You don't need to panic over your symptoms. You don't need me, and you know how to manage it. You know how to reach out for support within the group. There's some ladies who've done this before who can potentially, but I don't foresee based on experience, anything major happening to anyone in the next couple of days. So I'll be back on Sunday, inshallah, with another session. Next week is our last week of daily sessions. So the time has gone by quite quickly. So we have, if you recall, as per our schedule, we have 3 weeks of daily sessions. And then after that, for the rest of the time we have together, we only do 2 sessions a week. So next week is our last week of daily sessions. And then we move on to just twice a week. So just that you're aware, sort of can look ahead to the schedule. That's basically all. Please, if you didn't watch the thought model session yesterday, or if you did, please make sure to share your thought models with me. I only got 1 thought model, and there's 40 of you, 42 of you. So please share your thought models with me, because it is a big part of the process. This is not just about you being in the kitchen and chopping and blending and making soups and making vegetables. It's not just about that. And if you just look at it that it's just about that, then you're looking at this like a diet, and you're not looking at it as an entire holistic experience, and you will be missing a key part of the puzzle, a key part, a key component, a healing component. So go back and watch yesterday's session. Do your first thought model, no matter how much resistance comes up to. You might find as much resistance coming up to a thought model as you did to not drinking your coffee, or as you did to drinking your first smoothie. That's okay. That's natural. But we overcome the resistance through action. And sitting down and doing a thought model, even if it's not right, is the first way that you do that. And then share it with me so I can give you feedback. What else? And then let me know how you're going to proceed next week if you haven't done that as well. So let me know what you're doing. 9 days again, hybrid, clean eating, or you know what? After I juiced, I feel amazing, and it takes so much less time to prepare. I think I might just juice for a whole week, and that will be okay too. Is it advisable to work out tomorrow? Yeah, if you have the energy, there's nothing in doing a detox, and I get this impression a lot from people. There's nothing in doing a detox that interferes with working out. Working out doesn't require you to not be in a detox mode. I don't know why people think that if you're detoxing, the only reason or the time that you would either stop working out or maybe limit is really during the deep withdrawal phase, when your body's actually just using so much energy to heal you that you should conserve that energy. But do detox and working out go hand in hand? Of course, because anytime you sweat, you're releasing toxins through your skin. So of course. I think because of the need for protein. Yeah, this is another misconception. I don't know who decided that in order to work out, you need protein. The movie you're going to see tomorrow, Super Juice Me, the man who created, the man behind the documentary, behind the juicing, he actually completed a full marathon just on juices. He had juice to prepare. You know how when people go and do marathons, they have to prepare. I think it takes months before, like you sort of have to work yourself up to doing the full, whatever, 22 kilometers, 24 kilometers. So he prepared. And then on the day, on the day you see them all sort of chugging these artificial sort of energy shots and things like that, and hydration. So he prepared just juicing, and on the day he was just juicing. So animal protein, we know, 42 kilometers. So on the day, people think, whether it's a marathon or regular workouts, that protein is what gives you energy. But protein takes the most energy away from the body to break down. So if you put in front of you a steak, and you put in front of you some rice, and you put in front of you a smoothie, your body's going to take up the most energy to break, and the longest time. So 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours to break down the protein. And it doesn't give you energy back. It just consumes it. It's so difficult to break down. The rice is kind of mid-level. It's not nowhere near as tough as the animal protein to break down, but it's also not really alive. It doesn't have live enzymes, and neither does the protein, and no live vitamins and no live minerals. So it won't take that long to break down, but it doesn't give you that much in return either. The smoothie or any fruit is the easiest for your body to digest. The body recognizes it instantly as something that is so easy to absorb. And it's the only one out of the three that will give you energy because it's got the live hydration, the live enzymes, and the live minerals, and the live vitamins, and the live hydration. None of the other foods can do that. So it's a crazy misconception that to work out where you need energy, you fill up on something that's dead. I mean, we eat protein. We're not saying we don't eat protein, but that's not logical that you need something dead to give you energy to work out. You need to eat what's more alive to give you the real energy to work out. Also, I'll share this. The tennis player, who I can never pronounce his name, I'll post a clip of him and why he basically eats this way also to conserve his energy for playing. May, I've been working out daily this week, but I wasn't sure about tomorrow. No, you keep doing it. If you've been doing it and you feel good, absolutely no reason for you not to do it tomorrow. Yes, Novak. There is a clip of him talking about this way of eating. I will also share that. I think we associate protein with muscle creation, mass, not energy. Again, so then why would not having protein get in your way of working out? So assume that that's true, but then you also have athletes who are fruitarians, who don't eat anything except fruits, who are very toned and muscular as well. But let's assume. So even if we think protein we associate with muscle creation and not energy, then why would the lack of it get in the way of you working out? You're still going to move the muscle, right? Like moving your muscle, doing the weight training, doing the actual action, that doesn't change whether you're eating protein or fruits. The muscle is still being moved, still being worked out. Novak Djokovic. Djokovic? I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes, him.
It's Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic. Oh, okay. So it's a sh at the end, Djokovic.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
Serbian. That's why
Yeah.
they have the itch at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I will share a clip of him. Tomorrow you'll have a movie about juicing for 28 days and what that can do for you. Don't miss the movie. I highly recommend it. Use it as your family. Maybe you can get your family to watch it with you. Very, very, very inspiring. I have had women who, after watching it, they said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the 28 days. And why 28 days? It was a 4-week plan. That's it. 4-week plan. He brought 8 people to his juicing retreat, and they all had all sorts of things. They had diabetes. There was also UC, ulcerative colitis. There was Crohn's. There was diabetes, prediabetes, insulin resistance. There was heart disease. There was sleep apnea. Um, there's like 22 conditions between these 8 people. And I mean, we know healing there is a minimum, right? You can't heal in a few days. You can't heal in 3 days. You can't heal in 1 week. And he just sort of didn't want it to go on for too long. And he was doing an experiment. He's like, let me see what can happen in 4 weeks. So it wasn't that he knew for sure what was going to happen in the 4 weeks at all. I think he just put a random time frame, like it would be the minimum. And then you see the results with all of these people on 28 days of just juice. All right, ladies, have a wonderful, wonderful juicing day tomorrow. Get excited about it. Do a thought model about it if you're scared or dreading it, because if you're scared or dreading it, then you're going to wake up tomorrow and it will be a scary and dreadful experience. Versus if you wake up excited about it, optimistic about it, energetic about it, then that is the kind of experience that you will have. And then let me know what you're going to be doing after that. All right, ladies, and I will see you all on Sunday, inshallah. Have a wonderful weekend.